Good evening. As the director of the American International School of Muscat, I welcome you to the Bosch Center for the Performing Arts on TAISM's beautiful campus in Muscat, Oman. We gather this evening to honor the graduates of the class of 2020. In March of this year, our seniors couldn't have imagined that they would be living through a world of a pandemic. Certainly, they wouldn't have expected to have watched their graduation on a device from their home. But one thing I've learned about this class of 2020 is that they can take what they've learned and they can reapply that learning in entirely new ways in different settings. They are very adaptive. They're persistent. They chose to rise to the challenge. As per the tradition, the graduating class is represented by 3 of their seniors. The Master of Ceremonies is Nathan Allison. The outstanding senior is Laith Ali Al Abri. And the graduation speaker is Ananya Chawla. Thank you for joining us as we celebrate the class of 2020.
Ambassador So, Your Excellencies, Mr. Mushantaf and TAISM's Board of Directors, Mr. Schaefer and TAISM's faculty, parents, friends, and fellow graduates. I welcome you to the graduation ceremony of the American International School of Muscat's class of 2020. This day would have been the very last time we would have set foot on the stage of Donald and Eloise Bosch Center for the Performing Arts, a stage which holds so many vivid memories of our first band and choir concerts, drama shows, and even CISA assemblies. This stage was also first used, most notably for the graduating class of 2013. But we are the first graduating class who was not able to be here in this very symbolic place together as we graduate. And as we proceed, it is important to remember the significance of this stage and what it stands for. As a symbol of compassion, love, and care for our friends, our family, and our teachers, who would have all been here with us in the audience for the very last time. We are fortunate to have been nurtured around such admirable figures like Donald and Eloise Bosch, who dedicated their lives for the betterment of Oman and its people, who spent time treating as high as 200 patients per day. And by today's standards, they would be considered the greatest heroes of our world due to our newly found definition of what a hero truly is. While it may not have been in the forefront of our minds during our time here, these heroes, not only Donald and Eloise Bosch, but all of those who have guided our life trajectory with great care, they have all played a monumental role in our TAISM career. And at times like these, times of unprecedented events that incite doubt and uncertainty in all of our minds, we often forget to look at what's right in front of us, to look at the present moment and its importance. We tend to look at others who are in more fortunate positions and in better situations, and we tend to compare ourselves to them. However, at some point we come to recognize that this time period, this is a beautiful moment. We have all gathered here today from so many different parts of the world to celebrate your achievements. And we have never been closer together while being so far apart. So let us take this as a blessing and let it prove that we can withstand even the harshest of calamities. We have realized over the past few months just how important we all are to each other, that we are resourceful beings and we can overcome anything. If we rely on each other, we can withstand even the harshest of calamities, and proven to be resilient, the legacy that TAISM has instilled within us from our very first day continues to be true. The class of 2020, in all its experiences, is no doubt tenacious and more than capable of achieving exceptional tasks. The concept of resourcefulness and companionships continue to reign true in our minds. It has become our badge of honor, which marks us for our incredible strength. And for that, I am eternally grateful. Working on the yearbook over the past few weeks, particularly on the senior pages, has allowed me just to realize how connected we all are to one another. For every single one of us here submitted a series of photos that are deeply significant to us. Photos of friends, of parents, of siblings, of pets, and even of places. And it is through these photos that we are able to express that significance. I felt fortunate to have been able to spend my time here with all of these amazing people who I consider my friends, who I have been able to learn from each and every one of them in so many unique ways. Whether it was from lunchtime discussions, Discover Oman trips, AP class seminars, or even weekly home groups. I have been able to learn from them in so many unique ways that I will remember forever. I have valued the time we shared together and now hold it close to my heart, as if it were one of the photos in our senior pages. We created these memories, and we are able to cherish them like no one else. No matter how much time goes by without each other, I know that we will come back together again, stronger than before, to marvel at one another's successes. Similar to the legacy that Donald and Eloise Bosch has left behind, we have followed in their footsteps to create an environment of compassion, love, and well-being. But for us, that environment is called TAISM. Graduates, we should be immensely proud of ourselves. Our hard work, grit, and resilience has led to us standing here today. We're all heading to extraordinary places to do extraordinary things, and we've earned it. Parents, you should be immensely proud of yourselves too, for you have granted your children the tools of which they needed to arrive here today. Without your unwavering support, none of this could be possible. So thank you. Now let us proceed to celebrate our successes together one last time. Each year, graduating seniors whose cumulative grade point averages in grade 11 and 12 is 4.0 or higher are recognized for achieving highest honors, and they are invited to audition to make the graduation address. Achieving highest honors is not an easy feat and truly demonstrates academic excellence. At our award ceremony earlier this week, we recognized 8 students for achieving highest honors. It is my pleasure to introduce tonight's graduation address speaker, a classmate with a bright future, Ananya Chawla.
Ambassador So, Your Excellencies, Mr. Mashuntoff and TAISM's Board of Directors, Mr. Schaefer and TAISM's faculty, parents, friends, and fellow graduates, it is an honor to be speaking to you on this momentous occasion. Thank you for joining us for this ceremony that marks the closure of one stage of our life and the approach of another. On the first day, in the first class of 10th grade, an excited Mr. Spillis gathered us around a map. As he rapidly handed out pins with little bitty flags on them, he told us that we had to stick the pins where we feel our home is and explain why. Almost immediately, the class rushed forth to claim their spot on the map. Many put their pin where they were born, some where they grew up, some right here in Oman. But I just stood there. To me, the concept of home has always been difficult. I am and always will be an overthinker. My brain immediately told me to put my pin in India. Your passport's from there, you are from there, so I go to place a pin, but I remember that even in India, I'm from two different places with two different customs, two different religions. Which one do I belong to? My arm goes down. Maybe Oman. I've lived here all my life, but I've only ever gone to an American international school. Maybe I'm an international kid, but I've been here since early childhood too. I've never lived that international lifestyle. Maybe I can stick a pin where TAISM is, but TAISM's mission says that they aim to create globally conscious lifelong learners. So maybe by belonging to TAISM, I belong to the world. It was too much. Mr. Spillis looked at me kindly and said I could take my time. Over the course of 10th grade, I never did figure out where to put my pin. I don't think I ever put it on the map, but this year, on an otherwise unassuming day, room 223 was bursting with life, as kindred sang like an eagle together for what we didn't know was the last time. There were smiles, tears, hugs, and I remembered a saying that we have in our choir room: "Here is where I'm home." It is indescribable, the power of that statement in that moment for me. Sorry, thank you. As I looked around the room at the people I loved, I realized that sometimes your home doesn't have to be found on a map. I can't see my speech. Home is eating too many Skittles before every theatrical performance in the Bosch. Home is the excitement before the Terry Fox run. Home is taking a test and knowing you aced it. Home is taking a test, knowing you aced it, but remembering it's a Mr. Glenn's test, so you probably didn't. It's happened too many times. Home is the smell of a campfire that lingers in your hoodie after a week of adventure on Discover Oman. Home is devastatingly losing a game, but remembering that your team is with you always. Home is silence, followed by an outrageous applause when someone knocks over a chair in the cafeteria. Home is getting a C in calculus and still having Mr. Yates believe in you hard enough to get an A. Home is Laith performing Hips Don't Lie at every event. Every event. But home is even rushing onto the field when the soccer girls win the tournament for the 4th year in a row. But most importantly, home is knowing you can fail, because nothing, not even a pandemic, will stop the people that love you from supporting you. This is home. We are home. Brené Brown wrote, "There is no greater threat to the cynics and critics and fearmongers than those of us who are willing to fall because we have learned how to rise." My dearest class of 2020, the future may seem uncertain, but despite our failures and hardships, every single one of us made it here, together. We honor our school as we rise to the challenge every day. I have seen us be leaders, followers, students, mentors, friends. Our current situation may be uncertain, but we have been given a gift. We at TAISM are and always will be a tight-knit community woven together by the threads of love and compassion. We're strung together by our experiences, but our growth extends past us. From the dedicated security guards working to keep us safe, to the OIG workers who tirelessly ensure our comfort, we are loved. But of course, Thank you to the staff and our parents. It truly does take a village to raise a child, 3 villages in some cases, but there is no greater support or gift than your love and support. The nurture and care that everyone has provided us is insurmountable. Thank you for bestowing upon us the gifts of education and love. You have handed us our futures. Now, with our futures in our own hands, my wonderful class, hear Shakespeare's words and be not afraid of greatness, for our home here is forged on experiences. Experiences that you carry with you every day. You may remember them in a song or a joke or a random comment that reminds you of one that Tom made in a history class, but you will find little pieces of TAISM, our home, everywhere you go. If home is a place you can return to when you fail, know that you can fail. Fail once, fail twice, fail 100 times, because at the end of the day, you know that your home is any and every pin on a map. Know that nothing can stop you from rising to the challenge. Thank you.
The choral anthem has grown to be a special tradition for our TAISM community. I now present TAISM's high school choral department along with TAISM alumni to perform Like an Eagle. They are conducted by Mrs. Melanie Brink. Now, I would like to yield the floor to the outstanding senior. The outstanding senior is a student who has distinguished him or herself through academic achievement, participation in a variety of extracurricular activities, leadership, contributions to the TAISM community, and character during his or her junior and senior years. I would like to introduce my classmate, Laith Ali Al Abri.
Today has been a long time coming. For years we have endured difficult times and enjoyed great pleasures in the pursuit of growth. Growth, as anyone who has experienced or even witnessed it knows, is a process. It is not instantaneous. Contrary to depictions in movies or TV shows, a person is not simply irreversibly changed by some incident or epiphany. Such events only serve as the springboard for long, arduous paths on which we observe, learn, and are enlightened. I can say that with certainty because I'm the youngest among us, and yet I too have grown. From the boy who cried at the 5th grade wax museum and in 6th grade speech class, I have become an amateur actor, a co-secretary general for Model United Nations, and the high school student council president. This is a classic case of, if I can do it, anyone can. Graduating alongside me are actors, artists, athletes, and budding scholars. I'm graduating with students who have displayed an extraordinary amount of dedication and devotion to their schoolwork, to their passions, and to the well-being of their fellow classmates and human beings. We might not look like much, but I think I'm in a position to tell you all that the class of 2020 is one full of compassion and drive, eager to face the future and help others along the way. I would be remiss to not acknowledge those who have made all of us what we are. We are not the only ones who have contributed to each other's growth. There's a whole menagerie of adults who each have played a special role in our lives. Teachers and parents and those that are both, willingly or not, have given us guidance, opportunity, care, and experience, all of which have proved to be essential to our development and will remain imperative to our survival in the out there. All of us are eager to enter the out there, eager to leave our own legacies, but we should keep in mind whose legacy we compose. We are privileged to have such amazing mentors, and with every privilege comes a duty. We must make the most of what we have been given and remember that we are a legacy on our own. We represent the wisdom and experience inherited from our parents, grandparents, aunts, and uncles. We represent the knowledge and intelligence granted unto us by our teachers, instructors, and coaches. And we represent the cooperation, generosity, and collaboration of the dozens of miscellaneous adults who have been kind and helpful to us along the way. We are a legacy. That is not to say that we are burdened to only continue on in the ways of tradition, in the ways of the past. We are autonomous. We are our own entities. We represent the future as much as we do the past and present, probably even more so. We can, with enough collaboration, willpower, and sacrifice, accomplish just about anything. We can reinvent the world. Each of us on our own, in fact, has the capacity to bring about great and meaningful changes. Each individual in this class can bring happiness and comfort to others. As the obligatory but relevant Mark Twain quote goes, "It's not the size of the dog in the fight, but the size of the fight in the dog." It goes without saying that if we can be so strong individually, together we can be a force to be reckoned with. We've shown that in MUN conferences, charity events like Terry Fox, CISA tournaments, and drama productions. Though in the coming years we won't all be together, I trust my fellow students to carry their sense of community and their willingness to collaborate on throughout their entire lives, and to touch everyone along the way with the same growth they achieved here. I have faith in my class, knowing what TAISM has done for them and given us, and who we are, to make an impact that will last far beyond us.
It gives me great pleasure to address the TAISM community on the occasion of the graduation of the class of 2020. This year is different than all the previous years, as we are performing the graduation ceremony virtually through videotaping due to the prevailing situation of the pandemic COVID-19 that started spreading all over the world since November 2019. As much as this virus created inconvenience to our daily lives with the disturbance of the business worldwide and created unprecedented medical stress, it provided a valuable outcome, in my opinion. More family time and reinforced family ties. The two speeches tonight by Laith and Ananya were highly commended, as Laith mentioned the strength and the power of the community, the collaborative work that people come together and how much they can achieve. And Ananya mentioning where is home, which is difficult because she feels that she's a world citizen. That really brings satisfaction to us at TAISM, because all what they wrote about is what TAISM's mission, vision, and core belief are. Thank you, Laith, Ananya, and Nathan. Class of 2020, you have achieved an important milestone in your life, completing the high school diploma. You are now ready to cruise in your lives towards more achievements on your own. Remember, while mapping your life further, how valuable it was to be at home with your family. And family is love, attention, care, and ultimate support. These valuable moments you will always cherish, I think, in your life. And moreover, this is a good lesson for you to carry forward. And I hope you have the chance to share it with your children and grandchildren. After you receive your high school diploma from TAISM, we request you to share your journey forward with the people who assisted you and made you achieve what you have achieved so far. We wish you well. A piece of advice that I think might be helpful to you as you move forward in your lives is that the world has so many mature, wise, highly achieving individuals, while I ask you to always recognize and remember that the world always needs young, energetic, passionate, determined, and dedicated, ambitious people like you. The floor is yours. The world is yours. Move forward and accept nothing but achieving high. Good luck. I would like to extend our sincere gratitude to U.S. Ambassador to the Sultanate, Ambassador Leslie So, and to the embassy staff, recognizing and appreciating your exceptional and continued support, as well as guidance to the American International School of Muscat. Moreover, I would like to commend the Omani authorities for always supporting the existence of our beloved school, TAISM. Thank you for listening.
13 years ago, the members of the TAISM class of 2020 started school and were placed in the hands of capable and dedicated educators who began to shape and mold them into the fine young adults they are today. They learned literacy and numeracy skills. They learned to think creatively and critically. Every teacher they had played a role in getting them to this stage. At this time, I want to recognize all of the TAISM faculty for the roles they played in preparing these graduates for this very important achievement. Thank you, TAISM, faculty, and staff. Mr. Mushantov and the Board of Directors, it gives me great pleasure to present to you the students of the graduating class of 2020. They have met the requirements set forth and now are eligible to receive the high school diploma from the American International School of Muscat this 6th day of June, 2020.
As chairperson of the Board of Directors, I hereby accept these members of the class of 2020 and award them the diploma for graduation from the American International School of Muscat, Sultanate of Oman. Congratulations to all of you.
Laith Ali Al Abri, Fatma Al-Arami, Manar Al-Asmi, Reem Al-Habsi, Abdullah Al-Kadori, Alia Al-Mugheri, Nadine Al-Kasi, Muthla Al-Busaidi, Sanad Al-Houti, Nathan Allison, Suchitra Ambudipudi, Yasmin Barakat, Daniel Bekele, Giorgi Berndt, Pablo Betancourt, Heer, Chander, Ananya Chawla, Ida Emankyahya-Gil. Luis Fala. Joshua Greene. Antonia Rousseau. Malak Helmy. Flavio Dandy Isdiawan. Kalindi Kapadia. Julia Little. Meera Mackey. Arathi Manivanan. Jorge Martin Robles. Ana Paula Ojeda. Arjun Pai. Owen Pearson. Joshua Hember. Muhammad Mustafa Kaster. Emily Cerna. Shreya Sharma. Yosup Shin. Gabrielle Smock. Muhammad Sultan. Aryan Taprani. Eric Veroli. Tom Wilson. Manni Zhang. I present to you the TAISM class of 2020. Congratulations on your achievement of this very important milestone in your life.